Hey y'all, Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. So look, this commentary is going to be on Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto Williams. I've covered some of the topics regarding them a couple of months ago and did a couple of videos. I'm going to go ahead and cover them in this video again. There's been so much that has transpired in this continuing saga. Ugh, my goodness. It's just so unbelievable. Like, man, that's all I can say. But yeah, I was listening to Pam Esquire. She's the law intellect. And, she follows like a lot of law cases and things like that. One of my subscribers actually turned me on to her. And I'm so glad they did because I've been busy doing a lot of things, so I couldn't really focus on all of the information that's been passed to me about different things that's happening with different celebrities, etc., etc. But now I have time to kind of focus on these things, so I want to go back and cover Shirley's and what has actually transpired recently. Now, look, before I do that, let me go ahead and run my disclaimer because I don't want to get any channel strikes over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So, yeah, this Shirley Strawberry, Ernesto Williams situation is just so mind-boggling. And, Shirley is a public figure. She is Steve Harvey's cohort on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. She does the Strawberry Letter where she's giving relationship advice to people. And I think that's the irony of it all is that, that is the irony of it all. Here's Shirley giving out all of this advice for how many years when for the past 8 years, she has been entangled with a con artist and a thief, allegedly. Actually, he's more than that because, at the top of my commentary, I actually said monster. And the reason why I said that is because of the allegations regarding, or how would I want to say it? Him being asked to stay away or ordered to stay away from children and animals. Like, what did he do with the children? What did he do with the animals? And more of this has actually come out. But like I said, Pam Esquire of the Law Intellect, her channel, she really covers this in a lot of detail, like bringing up the court documents and going through the court documents and everything like that, all of the different motions that were filed. So I was listening to her, and there was a motion filed on the 20th of this month that included 3 or 4 different indictments. But there are additional charges that now have been transferred, and I'll talk about that. But before I even get into that, people were wondering if Shirley knew anything about what was happening with her husband, right? Did she have any inkling what was happening with Ernesto? And I'm going to say that women's intuition, our intuition is really strong. Whether you buy into it or you pay attention to it or not is up to you. But you get a gut feeling when something is off. Most of us do anyway. And Shirley, being as wise as I think she is and as intelligent as I think she is, I can't see her not having a feeling that something's off, that things were awry. And it's been alleged that people warned her about Ernesto before she even married him. They were saying that, he wasn't good for her and that she shouldn't do it. But they may not have given her any specifics, but that was enough, in my opinion, to warrant Shirley taking a step back And considering the fact that why are these people coming up under my comment saying this? Because, like I said, she was a public figure that was respected by a lot of people. A lot of people respected her, and a lot of people admired her and her platform. You know, the Strawberry Letter. They called into the show, got advice from her, and so she really built a following. So I don't think, if I was Shirley, I would sit back and think, look, there are a lot of people who actually admire me, and they believe in me. So why would they tell me something that wasn't true? Or why would they tell me to stay away from him if there wasn't something to it? And then that to me would have been, if I was Shirley, I'm saying, like, I don't know what I actually would do in that position, but I would think, knowing the me that I am now, that I would step back, pull back, and say, hey, let me investigate this man. Because Shirley had the means to do that. She had the means to do that. So even if at the time when she initially married him, she just said, hey, I'm going to go for this. I love this man. Whatever he did in the past, I'm going to forgive him for it, etc. As she got into the marriage and they started struggling with a place to stay, because allegedly, like, they had a home, they were evicted out of a home, they were evicted out of another home, these homes that they were renting, and the homes got bigger and bigger. To me, after the second time of being evicted, I would say something is wrong. Where's his money? What's going on? Because financially, it's not happening. And this just doesn't make any sense. It's not wise, first of all, to get evicted from one place, move into another, get evicted from that place, move into another and get evicted from that place. I understand that he's a con artist, and I understand that he has allegedly all of the characteristics of a narcissist, and they have this, I guess, this power to just take over your mind and convince you. Obviously, that's how he got her in the first place. But I still think that being as intelligent as she is, she would sit back and say that this is just not right. This is just not something I want to have on my credit record, for one, because in my opinion, it's her credit that he was most likely using. His was probably not that good. I feel like Shirley was a come up for him, and he saw an opportunity and went for it. So anyway, I don't know if she necessarily knew about all of his shady dealings, that he was this con artist, conning people out money. He's been indicted on not paying for services rendered. So that's theft, right? And then all of the other allegations. But except for when it came to the allegations regarding her daughter and her daughter's children, to me, that's a pause for a cause right there. That's a pause to investigate. But again, I don't know what Shirley's mind frame was, and I just really can't answer those questions. It is mind-boggling to me. I just don't know. I do feel, though, that she has some level of responsibility, especially when it comes to being evicted out of the homes, and most importantly, when it comes to her daughter and her grandchildren. That's just the way I see it. But what has come out recently that is so shocking to me, this man is just crazy, and he stops at nothing. But I see this as an out for Shirley and a blessing. I know that allegedly she's filing for divorce, but it looks like, Shirley, you can save that money, because allegedly, word out on the street has it that your marriage is probably not even legal, because allegedly Ernesto was technically married at the time that he married you. He was married to a lady by the name of Martha Williams, and they didn't get their divorce until December 29th of 2020, which means that was 6 years after Shirley and Ernesto got married. So, technically he was married to this woman for 14 whole years. And get this, y'all, that's not even the lady who was claiming that she was married to him, because there was another lady saying that they were married and they had a child together. But this Martha Williams is someone that's totally different from that. So that just blows my mind. But I also see that as an out for Shirley and a blessing. Count your blessings. You don't have to spend that money on this divorce. You can just set yourself free and be done with it. Thank God that she kept her maiden name, I think, and she never changed her name to his name. Thank goodness. So she doesn't have to worry about releasing herself from that. That's some sort of a saving grace, I guess. But y'all, when I was listening to Pam today, she actually said that there are 7 other unindicted additional charges pending against Ernesto, and they include child depiction, human trafficking, and SA. And those charges have been transferred to the white collar crime unit and human trafficking and child trafficking exploitation unit. So those 7 charges have now been transferred over to the big dogs to handle. So it's getting worse and worse and worse for Ernesto. So while the hole is being dug deeper and deeper for him, I just see this as a blessing for Shirley. The part where they may not be married, I see that as a blessing for her. Like, get out of it. Because, like Pam said, if they're looking at your husband and all of the things that he's been accused of and all of these charges that he's coming up against, surely they're going to be looking at Shirley too. Not saying that she participated in it, but they're going to be looking, right, naturally, to see if she participated in any of it, or if she had any knowledge of any of it. They're certainly going to have an eye on her. So we'll see how this plays out. I mean, it's going to be a while. And when he goes down, he's going down for a long time, as far as I can see. But anyway, I know, innocent until proven guilty, but it ain't looking good for Ernesto. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to be keeping up with this story. Y'all, like this video. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.